Previously on Critically Stupid.
Hello, Governor. This is right awkward. I apologize right off the jump. I know that you was expecting the lady who's supposed to be here, Mistress Dianna. She's been indisposed, unfortunately, so they've sent me, Leonard Arnstein, to sort of do the bit. So if you'll sort of excuse me, I'm going to get straight to it then. Right, so last time these three bing bongs on Critically Stupid partied with one Clara, the C.E. Wallace, on Twitter. Clara's amazing wordsmith. Her poetry brought me near to tears last time I read it. It really did. So they hung out with Clara as Vesta. They spoke with Ed, the Tooth Fairy. Canonically, the real Tooth Fairy, I might add. Not a cheap indisposition or a sort of a pale mimicry, but the actual real-life Tooth Fairy. Ed, of course, had his Molem, Frank, in the back of his cell, and they was planning a sort of smash-em-up duo scenario, to which I say hats off to you. After they sort of dealed with Ed, the Tooth Fairy, the comrades went to the laboratory of the Xanathar Guild hideout, where they found two children, Tilly and, well, what was the young master's name? Joseph. Tilly and Joseph. They, of course, were under lock and key by a sort of horrifying undead merman wolf laboratory assistant that Anthony cooked up sort of in his brainscape. Tanya the Beholder, you remember Tanya the Beholder, don't you? Of course you do. You've got a memory like a steel trap you have. Came out of an archway and said, "Excuse me, chums, you isn't supposed to be here." And the adventurer said, my lady, I can't help but agree with you. And so they was on their way to leave, and then Tanya said, but you've got to leave the children. And of course, Clara, being the sentient, very good, conscious person that she is, said, "I'm not leaving them kids here with yous." And Tanya said, "Well, you's gonna have to." And then, so there was a bit of a fight. Clara slapped Arnold in the back of the head, and he vomited lightning, sort of just right out his mouth, which was crazy. The Wolfman sort of attacked, and then Professor Egg Guy, I believe maybe he might be Dr. Egg Guy, burst through the room, started kaplowing. So Clara opened up a portal and hucked the whole party and the two kids in it with her. And I suppose we're going to figure out where that portal ends up. So, again, hats off to you. So sorry to interrupt your episode so early. I do believe that Dianna will be in this one, so you'll get your fix. And I suppose I'll see you down the river, all right? You take a squeezy.
And so I spoke with someone earlier who I think would be perfect. You don't know her, but I think she's up to the challenge of playing Josh Pat.
Holy shit. Oh my God.
Who is this adorable creature?
Who is...
This is Lily.
What a delightful young lady.
Yes. She's a multi-poo. She's about 10 weeks old.
Oh my gosh. This is like, I feel so betrayed and shocked, but also it's adorable, so I'm in love. So I don't know how to feel. Like, this is what have you done to us?
I'm so glad it's barely in the frame that I got my sword like hung up on my wall.
It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to unsheath that thing to defend against intruders.
Wrong.
I bet money that you can't unsheath that in less than 7 seconds
without hurting yourself.
From what? From sitting here right now?
Yeah. Like if I gave you if I start a countdown, I don't think you could get that thing off the wall clean in 7 seconds or less.
Somebody start the timer.
All right. Hang on.
Also, give me I need a countdown as well. Give me
I think somebody else should start the timer out of the interest of fairness.
Anthony,
I can do it. Hang on, let me get the timer. I got one.
I don't feel like I can condone this.
Ready?
Give him like a 3, 2, 1, and then hit the 7 second timer.
Wait, 7
Close your eyes, Willie. You're about.
No, I'm just gonna time you and stop it when you get the sword out.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna say 3, 2, crash, and you go because you're gonna imagine someone's breaking in your house. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Setting the scene.
Okay.
That's right. Okay. 3, 2, 1, crash. It was 2.33 seconds. Nailed it.
Shit, that's fast. Holy shit. I thought
ninja skills.
I don't know what I thought. I thought maybe he would pull it off, like it was like super tight on the wall. Damn, I was all the way wrong on that one.
Yeah, you suck.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your soon-to-be world-famous Dungeons & Dragons roleplay comedy podcast, Critically Stupid. I am your host and dungeon master and friendly neighborhood car guy, Alexander James. You can ask me all about the Mustangs and the Ferraris and the Lamborghinis because I know car stuff, and I'm happy to talk about them with you. My favorite part of last episode, and actually, guys, low-key, the last series of episodes, I don't think many people have picked up on it, but my man Anthony has been on a low-voice jokes tear for the last, 2.5 episodes. The number of jokes that he has sort of half whispered to himself that end up being so fucking funny, out of this world.
I don't know, but I feel like I do hear him because usually him and I will make eye contact and then I'll start laughing and you'll be like, Diana, can you get your shit together? And I'm like, no.
I hate to say it, Alex. Maybe you are the only person who doesn't hear it because we are busy giggling and then you're always like, what?
That's true. I'm talking a lot. I'm working on talking less and letting you guys talk more. Anyway, I think those jokes are hilarious and they are a delight, especially when I'm editing, because that is when I hear them more clearly. And then I'm like, ha, that's really funny. But I'm not going to text Anthony at 4:30 in the morning.
Why not?
Speaking of, because I'm assuming he's sleeping.
I don't know.
wake
You
up to
texted me at
beautiful good morning.
weird
Your
times
funny
to ask
text.
if I knew
Nope.
about a movie. I don't even remember which one now.
Also, yeah, if I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh, my friend texted me about how funny I am. That'd be a great way to start the day.
Not bad.
I think I'm just usually awake, truthfully. Like I feel like you just pick me because you know that I'm still
You never sleep.
fucking awake.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right. Garion, why don't you go next?
Hey, everybody. I'm your neighbor, and I play Garrett the Rogue. And my favorite part of last episode was, I'm pretty sure, to be honest, my memory of it's real hazy. Pretty sure at some point I got up and committed seppuku. If my memory serves me correctly.
Yes, you did.
Yep, that happened.
I would have been mad that you took my shtick, but you just did it so beautifully
You really
that I couldn't
committed
be.
to the bit.
And in
Yeah.
2.5 seconds, you do it so
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah. Sorry to toot my own horn there for favorite moment, but not something you see every day. Diana, please go next.
Hi, my name is Diana. I play Mel. I also have the Wolf Pup Joshua Patrick, Josh Pat J. Peasy, and playing Josh Pat today will be Miss Lily.
Woo! If
my
you're a
show,
Lily,
Lily.
if,
Oh my
Love you, everybody.
if you're a
Um,
Lily hater, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Straight
I'll
up.
be great. Look at this face. Look, she's got a little goatee, a little bit of white right on her chin. She's so...
For our beloved audio listeners, Diana is
yeah,
currently
you-
holding a very cute dog.
You for sure need to check out the YouTube because she is cute AF.
It's like Josh
dog
Pat,
dog.
except a real dog.
Josh Pat's real to me. My favorite part of last episode was when our friendly neighborhood DM thought he made up pertussis and then followed it up with whooping cough, which for those that don't know are the same thing.
It's also a fun fact when Whoopi Goldberg gets the flu.
I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you fucking healthcare kids.
You meddling kids.
Yeah.
And your dog.
And now she has to talk too. Nice.
My patients prefer that I know these things typically, generally speaking. Anthony.
Hello, I'm Anthony. I played the bard Arnold. I think my favorite part of the last episode was when I had a lot of favorite parts. I really liked our guest did a fantastic job last week. I liked that I had a moment of doubt where I was like, ugh, I know we're trying to move on as a group, but I really want to do this stupid thing. But I should just let us move on because we're wasting too much time. And I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. But not only did Alex let me do this, but he made it funny and it was awesome. And it ended up being one of my favorite parts of the episodes when I grabbed the crotch tooth from the molum. Yeah, that was my favorite part, that you let me do that and made it better. So
Have you edited that yet, Bestie? Real quick.
I did. I finished editing it this morning.
So you heard us discussing it before it was done.
Oh yeah. I think my favorite part of that was you could see on my face where I was deciding it was, and as he watched it, Garion was just like, "Don't, please."
Because there are some moments where I realize with absolute clarity that I'm helpless to stop, but it would weigh on me morally if I didn't at least request Make the effort. No.
Okay. So, before we leap into the episode, we are, as always, going to build something together. I've decided that I had so much fun with our Halloween spooktacular guest, Apollo, that we're going to build another fall festival, except this one is taking place in the Dock Ward, right on the seaside. So my question to the lovely Dianna, holding our guest today, Lily, is, Dianna, what are they celebrating in the Dock Ward during the fall?
During the fall, they are celebrating. God, let me think about this. So we already did a Halloween thing during the fall. I think that I'm going to lean into they are celebrating when I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm already kind of drunk. We lost the game earlier. We're celebrating the Satan in his fall from
by the way.
from heaven. We are Satanists now here, and we're celebrating that. We're
Okay.
gonna do the Halloween
So,
thing.
The parade sponsored by the Church of Satan, weaving its way through the Dock Ward
Oh, with a hellhound.
with a hellhound, played by our lovely guest Lily. Anthony, tell me about the biggest central float in this Satanist parade. What is the pride float of the Satanist parade?
I've been led to believe any pride float apparently means that
Is
you're
part of the Satanist.
satanic.
True. But like, I want to know about the biggest one.
Okay. The biggest one is it's just like a huge apple, you know, just like representing like the apple in the Garden of Eden. But it has several holes in it, with each of the 7 deadly sins around it. So in each hole, there's like a different representation of, the pride and the gluttony and the sloth and such.
Wait, this sounds so cool.
Yeah,
that sounds badass.
Like I kind of want to go to this festival now.
Speaking of this Satanist apple with the 7 deadly sins and the holes, Garion, I would love you to tell me what is wrong with the biggest float in the parade beyond this sort of like moral and philosophical implications. I mean, like mechanically, what is about to go wrong with this float?
So the one of the 7 deadly sins, as everybody knows, is lust, right? And obviously the little hole for lust is the way they kind of decided to
just a hole. It's a slightly smaller hole.
No. The way they decided to really visualize and bring lust to life was just a fat, juicy, earth-shatteringly clapping ass, right? Just wow-wee,
Wow.
And you know what? They really didn't calculate the weight too much because the engineers were just like, keep going. He
can take more.
Yeah, exactly. And so now the whole float is like slowly leaning and like falling towards.
Okay. Fantastic. So we're gonna leave Anthony's really cool metaphorical 7 deadly sins and temptation of Adam and Eve float and the parade and the giant clapping ass cheeks strapped onto it alone for now. So at the end of last episode, we sort of closed an arc and started a new one, which we will get into today, but we also leveled up to level 5. So I'd love to just take a quick second to go around and talk about what you each like picked up for your characters in level 5. Let's start with Anthony, because I think he did his earlier in the week.
I did. So Arnold, as a level 5 bard, gained 2 level 3 spells, and I added. I should just tell people my spells, I guess. I added the clairvoyance, which essentially gives me the ability to create like an eye or an ear in a random room that I've been in or like can imagine. That's within
like an actual eye.
No, it's
like you can listen or see.
Like I can listen or see, and if people do perceive it, I think there's like a check involved. But if people do perceive it, it just looks kind of like a translucent like nearly transparent, like just orb of some sort.
Hey, did anybody else see that floating human ear?
The human
Weird.
severed ear.
That would be
hang
nice.
on, 1 second, guys. I just realized my window's open and there are a lot of loud cars.
I mean, I didn't hear
Everybody
anything.
point and
But,
laugh. Laugh at the man closing his window.
I'm just surprised he's actually wearing pants this time. That's not what I meant. I meant like he usually
Surprise.
wears shorts. He usually has shorts with
I'm so actually shocked that he is not bare beneath the waist. Typically, he just fucking.
Who bears it?
Yep.
As an aside, I do love how you left in of my rant, me saying that, like, why is everything sweaty and wet? That is not what I meant.
Yeah, dude.
everything you could have
If you
picked.
send me 7-minute fucking recaps, that's what
I was
happens.
looking for the thing.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never
Nice.
watched any of the recaps, but recently I watched one of Diana's. I was like, oh, she's just like rambling. This is amazing. We can do this. And I was just like, oh, this is. I like tried so hard to get. I'm like, oh, 1 minute, a minute and a half at best. And then I watched Diana's. I'm like, I feel so much better about my whole life.
He cuts out so much
so
too.
much, so comically.
And
last time-
I've tried to get better, but I can't.
Last time she sent me 2 7.5-minute files, and the first one was like, okay, I'm gonna keep this real tight. So I was at work the other day, and this guy said something to me, and I was like, what the fuck? And then we got to I fast forwarded to minute 3, and she was like, okay, seriously though, I'm gonna look up what's happening in the episode. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, so I feel like the differences between the style of recaps, because I do the same thing Anthony does. Like the style of recaps must be so different, because like Anthony does like a well choreographed, amazingly written song, custom written for the events of that episode beforehand, and then Diana just fucking starts going for several minutes about
Anything.
a topic.
I hope I
whatever
get there
she feels
eventually.
like.
It's
but
her version of naming a name, but like creating a name of that moment. Just fumbling through it. She'll find it.
It feels like I'm the only one. I just kind of open the Discord and I'm like, all right,
I'll read this.
this is what happened.
My problem is that I wait so long to do them that there's so many more recaps. So when I'm scrolling to find it is a lot of when I'm doing my rambling. But in this case, I was rambling because I had the day off, and that's what I was talking to you about.
That's funny.
It was
Okay,
about
anyway, I
appointments.
interrupted Anthony telling us about his spells.
Okay, so my first one is clairvoyance, and then the second, third level spell I have is pretty cool. It's similar to my minor illusion, but it's kind of like it's major image. So I can make something that actually moves, has sound, and like temperature differences. So it's like really realistic, and it can walk or travel. So if I wanted to create an image of a creature or like a beholder or whatever and scare people, it's way more effective. It's harder to tell for sure. Aside from that, I did want to say, and I hate to tell myself, I don't think you guys were gonna hate me or for this, but I got something.
I'll hate you for it, Anthony.
Okay, so I do think that Garion specifically is gonna hate me for this, but the rest of you might forgive me. Hopefully, I now have something called Font of Inspiration, which says you regain all of your expended uses of bardic inspiration when you finish a short or long rest. All uses. I've just been doing that every time. I didn't know when bardic inspiration reset.
Yeah, you know what? I hate you. Sorry.
I figured you would.
I hate to.
I knew you would. I wrote that down
Contractually
in my
obligated
diary.
to hate you.
Bad news. But
I don't hate you, Anthony.
Thank
I
you.
don't even track my hit points. So.
I thought you were gonna say I wasn't even listening.
No, this time I was. I know.
I
I'm
dissociated
surprised.
through that whole thing.
But what I take from that is with a short rest, I'm supposed to only regain 1 bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
I don't use it very often, so I imagine I'm probably on par with it anyway. It's probably
you're
fine.
fine.
But yeah. But
Wait,
anyway,
so is it finite? Like how does I don't get it.
So the bardic inspiration, I only have 3. I have 3 of them. And then I think I regain 1 with each short
rest. Okay,
So
I gotcha.
basically, we never rest unless it's a long rest, and then we're like, "Oh, hey, we had a night? We all had a night. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I have all my stuff back." And that's pretty much what it was. So it's like it's fine. I think I assumed it was fine, but I also got like some new proficiency scores, which are pretty cool. All of my characters like leveling up and some stuff, and most importantly to me, my constitution is no longer at a -1 or a 0.
Huge.
Yes. So my constitution is now because I got to fix it is a 2. I got 2. I'm not gonna die completely every single time. So take that.
Hell yeah.
I'm
So, yeah,
only gonna
next
die a little bit every time.
That's right.
Garion, why don't you tell me a little bit about how Gareth leveled up to level 5?
You know what changed with Gareth? Not a whole lot. I got 2 more hit points.
Very good.
My sleight of hand and stealth went from a 7 to a 9. That's pretty fucking rad, actually.
Yeah.
My deception went from a 4 to a 5.
Okay.
Pretty cool. I got an extra D6 to my sneak attack damage,
Okay.
and Gareth is now half an inch taller.
Oh, you grew half an inch overnight.
Where?
Yeah, you know what? Sure, Anthony. His cock is half an inch longer, dude. Why not?
Wait, but how does that contribute to his overall height?
Well, you know what? I didn't initially, but where am I taller? The implication. Are you happy now, Anthony?
I have.
Are you happy? Is that what you wanted to hear?
Listen,
Gareth
I don't know if you noticed, but I have this
just a
bright orange
little bit
drink here,
longer.
and it just came to me, and I just said it, and I'm sorry, and I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I don't apologize. And what I did was I made you hopefully more confident.
Diana,
Because of your half inch.
That's right. Take it. I mean, he's already how tall is your character anyway? It's like 6.
I thought you were about to be like, how big was your penis?
Yeah, I
Obviously,
thought
right.
that's where that was going too. And
Listen, we've
Diana,
been best friends for a long time, guys.
Diana, how big is Mel's penis? How did Mel level up?
I mean, metaphorically, I think she's probably got the biggest penis of all of us. So actually, Mel got some cool shit. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Anthony. A lot of what motivated what I picked was because you keep trying to die.
I appreciate that.
So I was like, how do we?
So you're trying to kill me.
I'm trying to save you in ways that
okay.
doesn't involve our DM having to fudge rolls in order to
Thank
keep
you.
you alive.
I don't
I
think I've ever
picked up
done
a
that.
crazy spell called Kill Anthony. It's so weird.
It's not even a spell, it's just a cantrip. Okay, so I gotta pull this up. In addition to getting, extra proficiencies on shit or whatever, the spells I picked up include Cure Wounds for the obvious reason of Anthony always trying to die. But I also got Pass Without a Trace, and I'm gonna confuse this one with Silence Bestie because we talked about both.
Yeah.
But my understanding is that essentially I can create something like around the party that makes us more stealthy. You will explain this better than me, Alex. You should.
Yeah, so essentially Mel can give certain creatures that she can touch a plus 10 dexterity bonus, which is applied to all of your sleight of hand or stealth checks. That does stack with y'all's normal stealth check. So if she casts Pass Without a Trace, and then Gareth or Arnold, because actually Arnold is quite good at stealth himself, roll a stealth check, you get to add, I think it's like 17. So like
That's crazy.
really helpful. What else did you get, Bessie?
I kept Speak with Animals for obvious reasons. And then I picked up Spike Growth, which is basically just laying like a trap of spikes and bramble and all of that.
I thought you said spike growth, and I was like, "That checks out. That checks out."
Yeah, if that was a thing,
Badass.
then yes. Oh, the one of the other things that I had added on was because I'm the only one who apparently does combat very well. Now every time I get 2 hits, basically. I can hit. I get 2 attacks.
I mean, everybody gets 2 hits. It's puff, puff, pass. That's the rule.
Right. But like I can shoot something and then I can shoot again without having to wait for it to go around. Did
That's
I
a
miss
different drug.
anything? I'm like,
You picked up a couple extra cantrips, but that's the broad strokes.
which drug is it, Anthony?
The one that you shoot pass? None. You don't pass the one you shoot, right? And it's.
I mean, you do shoot a drug.
I know that's.
But
We
like,
recommend you don't pass.
don't
Everyone
pass
should
it,
their
like-
own
listen, critically stupid fans. If you're gonna do heroin, don't share needles.
That's actually not even a joke. Don't share like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
all
not,
about
like-
safe drug sites.
Yeah, please. Also, have to mention, maybe Quit heroin. It's not very good for you.
It's not very good for you. That one will fuck you up real quick.
Also, I'm so sorry, but I do want to actually pee before we start, so I don't have to just like go and like halfway through like normal.
Okay.
I don't have to go. I'm gonna try.
I don't have to
Yeah,
pee yet, but it might
I
happen
guess
for me.
I guess I'll just try if we're all going. Stop. Mid-roll time. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for sticking with us to the middle of the episode. Give me just a couple of seconds. I'll have you right back to it. I had so much fun as Mike the Garbage Man. I'm going to bring Mike back on because he was a lot of fun. So I'll see you guys later for the Libra Sarcana ad. But yeah, have a great one. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Big Mike here. Thank you so much for having me back on the show to talk about the ads that these Bing Bongs are doing. So I'm going to hop right into it. If it's cool with you, Big Mike's going to do his thing. All right, we good? We good? Everybody comfortable? All right, here it is. These guys are playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist. It's an official licensed module by Wizards of the Coast, whoever those ding-dongs are. It's written by Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald Gray, Kim Mohan, and, of course, you can't forget my main lady, Michelle Carter. What's up, Michelle? Hey, you tell your mom I said hi, all right? If you or any of your gabagools or your soprasads or your prosciuttos or your mozzarellas want to play D&D, I highly recommend you go to dnd.wizards.com. You check out all the sandwich-based expansion packs they got there for you. They got the Italian combo classic. They got the muffalade. They got the grinder. That's going to be your prosciutto, which your soprasad and a little tapenade on there for you. Check out all the sandwiches they're selling, super fresh on dnd.wizards.com. All great stuff for you there. If you would like to end up as a character on Critically Stupid, you can tweet at us, you can thread at us, you can TikTok at us, and I'm pretty fucking sure you can find us on Reddit these days, at Crit Stupid. Let us know what you thought of the most recent episode. Let us know how you think we're doing. Let us know if you think there's something we could be doing well, if you think there's something critical missing from our show that you would like to see. Hey, we're listening. Hit us up. Let us know. But you could end up as a character like we had last week, Ed. Ed has been with us from what feels like the beginning of the show, but he's been with us since season 2 launch at least. That's going to be at CaptEd63. That's CAPTED 63. I hear Ed's a big Star Trek guy. Ed, if I got that wrong, sorry. Ed's great, and his character, Ed the Tooth Fairy, was also a big hit. He sounded a little bit like me, but not exactly like me, because everybody knows that Alex the DM has got a lot of character voices, so don't sweat it. You can end up as a character like Ed. Get at us, let us know what you think of the show, and then you and your flesh golem will come to life on our show vis-a-vis an NPC, and it's going to be great for you. So, get at us. These idiots on the show doing a big YouTube subscription push, trying to get to that magic number of 1000 subscribers so that they can monetize the show, get a little bit more flash, a little bit more pizzazz, a little bit more Big Mike energy into the show. So if you would like to contribute to that sort of general cause, you can subscribe to their YouTube channel. It's free. You just hit that subscribe button, and it don't cost you nothing. It's dirt cheap. But it helps them out a lot. And if you could subscribe, if you could rate the show on Spotify or leave a review on Apple Podcasts, really anything to feed the algorithm, get them pushed up in those lists, they would super appreciate it. And they told me to tell you that, thanks. That's what they told me to tell you. They literally said, hey, Mike, take 30 seconds and say thanks. And I was like, hey, guys, I'm doing a whole spiel here, a little bit more pizzazz into it. And they said, nope, just thanks. And I was like, all right. So, hey, from Critically Stupid, thanks. All right, you guys, it's time for Alex to get back out of here with that Libra Sarcana ad, but you take a squeezy, and I do love you, all right? Big Mike out.
Okay, so Garion, I'm in the mood for some new dice. I recently got a few awesome new Libra Arcana sets, and it's not enough. It's never enough, Garion, and I need some new ones. And I want someone to like suggest some cool dice for me. Like, do you know anything about some new dice that I might enjoy?
Yeah, I actually have a great website for you. It's called librasarcana.com.
Whoa! Tell me more. What do you mean? What is huge?
So they sell Libris and Arcana. No, they sell dice and other D&D.
For the price of one?
Wait. Are you telling me that you're paying for Libris, but you get the Arcana for free?
It comes with. It's like ordering a burger and getting fries. This fantastical website, librasarcana.com, sells all sorts of D&D tabletop role-playing games paraphernalia, that being some beautiful sets of dice, that being D&D book covers. Here's a cool one. This is a D6 from a set called Blood Moon. I'm a very big fan. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I love those.
There
I got those as well.
and boy howdy, some of the dice are amazing. November's set this month is called Salamander Sands. It kind of looks like raw meat, but in like a really good way.
I thought, okay, this is an aside that I might cut out of the ad. I thought they looked like did you guys ever see the cream savers in like the mid 2000s? They were like lifesavers, but
Oh,
they
yeah,
had
yeah,
like creamsicle slices. I thought they looked exactly like that.
I have never heard of those in my life.
It's probably because you're a child.
It's
Continue.
I wasn't born yet, actually. I'm 16. Oh, hey, no way. My tweet just got liked by LibrisArcana.com.
Huge.
Sorry.
Speaking of being liked by LibrisArcana.com, you know how you can get liked by Libris Arcana is that if you go to the website and you use our exclusive discount code STUPID20 for 20% off anything site-wide, that includes any set of dice that you see or the leather-bound book covers for your D&D books. I know how much you paid for them. I know how prized they are on those bookshelves. If you're taking them on the go, why not get a leather case to protect them from all that rapscallion stuff you've got knocking around your book bag? LibrisArcana.com with our exclusive discount code STUPID20. Libris Arcana, dice for life.
Stay homunculus.
Real quick, before we delve into the actual meat of the episode, I do want to have just a real quick scene. I think the three of you have landed in Remalia Haventree's courtyard, obviously deposited by Vesta, and having successfully rescued Jessica Apostrophe. The servants of the house come out and snag Jessica Apostrophe and get her like into like a medical area because she's obviously super roughed up. Vesta thanks you for helping her accomplish your together mission of rescuing Jessica, and then I think she goes into a separate room because I don't feel like impersonating Clara's magnificent character. But
I would love to hear it personally.
No, I'm not going to do that. But you do hear a small voice sort of pipe up next to you and say, "Gosh, that was really fun. I like the big net in the middle of the house that we fell into. It was like a giant trampoline. I went on a trampoline one time. It was a big coat stretched between two drying racks, and I jumped on it twice before it broke."
Didn't I try to pass these kids off?
This is Joseph of Joseph and Tilly, and he is looking up at you earnestly. There is a servant sort of like fidgeting, saying like, "Come on now, we need to go inside." But Joseph's like, no. Just give me a second. Thanks.
Yeah.
Who are you, young man?
My name is Joseph or Joe or Joey sometimes. But my mom, before she died, said that it was rude to not thank people when they did nice things for you. So I wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome. Now, please go do whatever it is that adult is ushering you to do.
Well,
So
for
this
Molly
one-
Haventree is there. Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So this is one of the children that we saved, right? From
Correct.
right. Okay. Is this child like still? He's sick, right?
He's sort of coughing gently, but like not like sick. He's not like dying.
Okay. Because I would have. I just want to ask him like, I'm glad you're okay. How did you end up there in the first place?
Oh, well, I was at Dr. Abbott's house for unruly children, and I was sleeping one day. I was taking a little nap, and I woke up, and then I was being sort of taken away in a carriage. Tilly was with me, and then my brother Bobby, and we were just sort of like taken into the sewers, and we were taken into the lab, and they were telling us that Dr. Egg Guy was going to help us out because Tilly and I were both really sick. She had whooping cough, and I had pertussis, and
Which are different things.
they're super different things, actually, wildly different illnesses. I looked it up in a book that I can read. And so they told us to wait. And then sort of like one by one, they took the other little kids out of the box. And then they took my brother Bobby. And I was like, man, that sucks. I wish Bobby was here. Like everything's cooler with Bobby. And yeah, so are you guys going to help me find Bobby? Or I guess I can look.
Yeah, do you have any idea where he would be?
And also, we don't work for free. No. Young boy who we just rescued from jail. Do you have any money?
So I don't know where he went because it was a big box. But I did overhear that scary assistant guy talking to Tilly one day. and they said that they were making the kids better. They said that they were making them better.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, and it didn't sound great. It kind of sounded. It didn't sound great.
I
And
mean,
so
if
I'm
they're
kind of worried.
making them,
I'm kind of worried about Bobby.
it kind of sounds like Bobby's going to be better. Like if they're making the kids better, we have nothing to worry about. Surely it will all be fine.
I guess. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I think we made a mistake by bringing you out of there. Let's bring them back. I think we should bring these children back to where
No.
we were.
I mean,
I-
if they're
I-
going to be better, we might as well. Like maybe we are hurting them.
Are we hurting? Are we the bad guys?
No.
Are we
I
the
mean,
baddies?
we are a little bit
Maybe
of the
we're the
baddies,
bad
but
guys, or maybe we're just deluded.
I think that I would
Wow.
say not so that the kids could hear, but to my people that are trying to send the kids back, I'm a little bit worried that they weren't making them better, but like making them into something else.
Oh, like some sort of super children soldier program.
Or like baby beholders. I know it's crazy, but beholders aren't supposed, they don't procreate. That's not how this works. They don't procreate. It's weird. And you
I
remember
don't-
the one had like the cut on the side. It's probably out there. It probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but
Wait,
I don't think we should bring them back.
so do all beholders like pop out of people like that? Like, do you get injected with beholder goo and then it just kind of like grows inside you? Like
That's how all
when
babies
you,
are
like when
born.
you swallow gum.
No, above table, I don't want to fuck up the details of the
I got it.
beholder.
So, above table, what Dianna is talking about is, as a ranger, she has a little bit of experience with beholders. The only way a beholder procreates is if it has a nightmare bad enough to inspire another beholder.
Wait, if the beholder has a nightmare bad enough,
Correct.
or like okay,
So that is the only way that beholders are created.
That's
There
crazy.
are no baby
Children
or young or children
beholders.
beholders in the slightest.
Exactly.
There
It's
are
not.
there
What
are
about
like there are shitty offshoots of beholders. They're called gazers or but they're minuscule. They're literally like much smaller and not anything.
Could you imagine being a beholder and be like, my daddy dreamt that he went to high school naked?
And then 3 months later, there I was.
Poof.
How romantic. No, and look, maybe it's not beholder. It's just I was just thinking of that because we saw the beholder
Well,
there, the father, and something's not on the up and up, and I'm just worried about these kids. I don't know where the baby beholders are coming from. I was just worried that the kids are being.
I mean, is it just a big cult of beholder love, like worshippers? Is that why the spoke, the wheel with the spokes, are those representing the arms,
the tentacles.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know that. How would I know what the spokes and the wheel?
I'm just saying,
they're
does
just
that
as
make
good as
sense
mine.
to you?
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe I was hoping that some voice from above would magically answer our questions. I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
God, where are you
yeah,
at?
there's a section of the
Oh,
sky
yeah.
that actually slides open, and you see a bespectacled dweeb poke his head out and say, "Hey, aren't you standing in Remalia Haventree's mansion? The leader
There
of
you
the
go.
Harpers, a spy
Thank you.
organization whose entire purpose is built to collect information." And then the ceiling tile swings shut.
I love
Hey,
it.
Remalia Haventree. I
Oh
am
my
Question.
dear boy, it is so good to see you. I'm so glad that you survived your mission. What can I do for you? Oh, these children are delightful. Jeeves, won't you take them inside and get them soup and grilled cheese sandwiches? I've got some ready that I made myself. The cheese is a little burnt, but they are children and stupid and don't know any different.
I will have 2 sandwiches, please. What sort of soup are we serving? I imagine it's tomato.
Thank you so much for asking. It is clam chowder.
Wow, ew.
You should kill
No.
yourself, Remalia Haventree.
I say I will pass this time. I appreciate the offer.
Did you need something from me?
Yes.
You know, we're just a little. Oh, I'm sorry. You can go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I had a question, and I would very much like a grilled cheese, please.
Jeeves. One more. Yeah, you could bring it down here, please. Yes, of course.
You know
He
what?
makes it
Actually,
with
just
love.
bring a
Calls it
plate
grilled
because as
cheese.
soon as Arnold sees that Garrett's eating one, he's gonna want one after all. So just bring a few.
Jake. He's gone inside.
I send message. I send a message to the wall because I've seen
Get me the fuck out of this grilled cheese bit, please.
Anyway, Remalia, I had a question for you.
Chief says he's doing it, by the way.
So you're familiar with beholders, right? Imagine like a big eye with a bunch of tentacles.
Yes, I've heard of them.
Okay. And you're familiar with the Xanathar Guild, right?
As much as anybody in the city is, they're sort of a nefarious subterfugian organization. Not a whole lot is known about them, but I do have a fair amount of resources at my disposal.
So we were there, freeing Jess Apostrophe, as you heard,
Mhm.
and we saw, get this, a guy, an elf, I believe, and then, you know how snakes shed skin?
Yes.
A beholder kind of popped out of him. I don't know. The shedding skin was not a very good analogy. It was more like, when you cut open a lemon.
I
And
see.
like, the seeds in the lemon,
Uh-huh.
you can kind of like squeeze them out a little bit.
Yes.
It's really yucky. Anyway, do you know if there are any relations between the beholders in the Xanathar Guild and perhaps the 10-spoked icon? Is it like a cult of beholder worshippers? Really going out on a limb here.
Well, first of all, my dear boy, I think you should immediately get into the fictitious literature arts because that sentence was pure poetry, concise and to the point, and very descriptive.
Answer my question. Shut up, nerd. What do you want me to write?
Now, I tell you, it is one of the worst kept secrets of the closed council of Waterdeep that the shadowy figure running the Xanathar Guild is rumored to be a sort of beast of limitless. Well, they claim to be limitless power and menace. I must admit, I find the idea of it being a true and honest beholder, not honest, but a true beholder, a little far-fetched. I tell you, the connection between the sigil of the Xanathar Guild and the eye stalks of a beholder is something that had occurred to me, but I didn't put much credence into it because I thought surely if there was an adult beholder living in the city, we would have seen signs of it. Or I mean, Lady Meliora, you've been out in the wilderness, you know that these things are
Yes,
capable of incredible destruction.
We'd be dead. So that aside, there seem to be like these baby beholders, and you and I know that that's not a thing. And I see these children. I'm worried about these children. What's with the baby beholders? And do these children have anything to do with that? And if not, what are the children for?
I am just as surprised as you are that they came out of the lovely Vesta's
Oh God, you're useless.
dimension door.
God told us to ask you.
I will be looking into it, I can assure you. It is entirely possible that the Xanathar Guild is conducting experiments and using orphan children as sort of cheap fuel or fodder. I do know that they have recently employed a Dr. Egg guy as their lead researcher, and he is most nefarious. I am told that he has gone to great lengths to punish his arch rival Sunic the Hedgehog.
Do I recognize either Sunic the Hedgehog or Dr. Egg Guy?
Give me a history check, Gareth.
While you're doing that, can I just say that the amount of years it took me to put together miles per hour is frankly just shameful.
Wait, what?
Sonic and
Tails.
Tails.
First name
his name is Miles per hour. And it took me until not that many years ago to see. There it is. Yeah.
Do you guys know what Sonic's actual name is? So Tails' name is Miles per hour. You want to know what Sonic's real name is?
Sure.
You can look this up. It is It is Ogilvy Maurice. That's right. It is Ogilvy.
No way.
I do not believe you.
Ogilvie Maurice.
All right, don't look it up. You owe me an insight check. Or history, excuse me.
Okay. History. Oh, I already rolled that. I got a 19.
Oh,
18.
wow. Okay.
18 plus 1, baby.
I think we'll spin this as you having spent time on the streets, Gareth. Yeah, all right. Ogilvy Maurice. Got it.
Where did that even come from?
Stop. We got to stop it here.
It doesn't matter. Please continue, Alex.
You've heard of Dr. Egg Guy because you've heard of his like presence in the city. He is
That bastard.
a researcher who goes by several aliases who is buying nefarious lab equipment, essentially.
Several aliases. Professor Yokefella.
Eggs Benedict.
Sensei Shell Dude.
I thought you said Senseg, and I was gonna rage quit.
Oh, fuck. Sensei is so much better. Damn it.
Albumen.
So I
right.
can't ask about Sonic's real name, but you can go off for 3 minutes with egg name puns.
That was not 3 minutes. Get right out of here. Okay.
Not yet. Anyway, let's go. No.
That's what you get, Garrett.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
That was just an okay.
Oh, okay. I think let's wrap this scene up because I do want to jump into whatever else is going on in this episode. You hear the slapping of small feet on the courtyard steps as
I mean, I completely pictured someone playing bongos on feet. I hate it.
Anyway, you see Joe or Joey come out holding a plate. I'm not even going to dignify that with an answer, Anthony. Holding a plate of grilled cheese sandwiches, and you can see there's 3 of them on there. And he walks up and he offers them to you guys. And he says, "Hey, the Jeeves asked me to bring these to you because he said that he didn't want to. And so these are for you. And I want to say thank you again. And thank you so much for helping me find my brother. I realized that I left earlier and I didn't tell you. Bobby's actually his middle name. You might find him easier if you go look by his first name, Tim."
I called it. I had no idea. I am so proud of myself right now because I'm super under the influence of stuff. And I got that right. Which means I remembered back to like episode 1 that the fucking beholders had like a big scar on the side. So proud.
That was really good.
I will never feel this good about myself ever again.
Okay.
Also, are you sure there weren't 4 grilled cheese sandwiches?
One of them was actually cut to look like a bone.
All right, guys, be honest. You're cutting a sandwich. You do it like horizontally, or you do it diagonally.
Diagonally.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you do it diagonally, there's more sandwich per sandwich. Like it doesn't quite make sense, but like there's more.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
All right, flash cut.
It's smash cut. How many times have I said smash cut and you still fucked it up?
Do it, goddamn it, do the thing. Start narrating, you bitch.
Smash cut. The 3 of you and Joshua Patrick are walking down a cobbled lane. There ends the narration because I have several questions for you leading into our next arc because I want you to be in the driver's seat for what you guys do. So you know that you need to get the Shard Solitaire from Dave Starsong's vault, which means you have several questions that you need to answer. You need to find the vault. You need to find where... I just asked that. You need to find the vault. You need to find a way into the vault. You need a distraction to get into the vault. That's it.
So, fair enough. Classic heist mission. What if we do another Operation Mel goes on a hot date with David Starsong while Arnold either helps distract with the date or helps Gareth steal. I assume David has a key of sorts.
That is precisely the sort of reconnaissance I want to get into before, because like I think the temptation for us as a show would be to let's just fucking do it right now, and that doesn't lend itself to a very good heist or b very good entertainment, because I will have to invent stuff on the fly. But if you go into it and isolate, like, okay, we need to look for this and that and a way in and a diversion, I think it will come a little bit more naturally and pace itself a little bit better.
Okay, so I guess we should find out
Prior
if David
planning? I mean, that
You're
doesn't
asking a
sound
lot
like
of us.
us, but I'm willing to try it,
Just
I
once.
guess. Just this one time.
All right, so I think we should go in guns blazing, just blow up the vault door, and really just.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's not even think about it. Let's just go.
We have to find it, right? Do we know where this vault is? Do we have any idea?
While we're at it, let's kill David Starsong, just in case Alex had any plans for that character in the future. Anyway, so how would we go about raising Alex's blood pressure just a little bit more? How would we even find out if because like, do we, as somebody who would like frequent the bank for vaults to rob, would I know if it's like key based or like fingerprint ID? Like, would I know how the vault doors work at least?
You have probably been to a bank in Waterdeep. I assume one of the bigger ones that you bank your Troll Skull Tavern proceeds through, unless you just sleep on a Scrooge McDuckian sort of like bed of money.
Yeah, I hate to say, but Gareth has actually just been progressively digging a larger and larger hole that we shovel all of our gold into.
Okay, then you have never been to a bank in Waterdeep.
That can't be true. I disagree with you, Dungeon Master.
I like the idea of Garrett. I like
you
Garrett
have
window shopping.
allegedly never been into a bank before.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
You've never been caught in a bank
to steal from. Yeah, I like that.
People are like, Gareth, how did the vault doors work? I don't even. What are you talking? What?
What even is a door?
No hablo inglés.
I believe one of you has a method of getting in touch with David Starsong, and with a small amount of subterfuge, you could potentially get some of these questions answered.
I feel like we're just exactly back at the hot date with David's Starsong plan that I just proposed a few moments ago.
Or do something else. I don't want it. That's the thing, is like I have been generating all of the stuff you guys have been stepping into.
Yeah.
I want you to generate stuff for you to step into, and I will describe it as you go.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. I am not opposed to the hot date idea. It's just that, and I'll never admit this again, and I'll deny it, but I actually do kind of like him, and I feel like if I lie, it'll ruin things. Look, I don't like many people.
I mean, we're not. I feel like we're not necessarily asking you to lie. We're just asking you to occupy his time and attention. But
am I supposed to find stuff out?
I mean, if you want to just have like a grand time and like catch a movie, that's also up to you. You know.
I mean, kind of. But I guess I could also. Well, I mean, this is even crazier. But I just got the beholder thing right. So I'm gonna go with these crazy ideas here. Do we know that David just wouldn't help us?
We don't know that, but I personally suspect that he would not help us.
That's fair. I don't know. It's just he seemed awfully like forthcoming and telling me not to trust Floon. We should figure out what's up with Floon, by the way.
He did have he did have people hiding on a rooftop waiting to basically ambush us at some point.
Floon, he's probably fine. He's probably a cool guy.
No, he's for sure. He's for sure a cool guy.
Why don't we go and check out the vault first before anything?
Okay.
Because maybe if we get lucky, I could just like 2 toothpicks kind of like jimmy it open, you know? Surely there's no security.
So where are you thinking, Gareth? Just a bank? Do you want to try and hit like a central?
So we just know that the thing we want is in David Starsong's bank, but we don't know where the vault is.
Correct.
Oh yeah, then we definitely have to talk to David. Like there's no way around that.
Okay.
So we
She
should.
probably wouldn't just tell us where the vault is, but
That's why we gotta coerce it out of him. Interpret that as you will.
this is a family show.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Then I'll make it more clear. We, as a party, have to fuck David Starsong.
He might be into that. He's a Renaissance man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is you have many options available to you. You can go to a bank and investigate if David Starsong has an account or a vault pretending potentially to be under his employ or something attached to him. You can get in touch with him and arrange a meeting where you can subtly ask some questions. You can ask friends at Troll Skull if they know anything about David Starsong. You can walk down the street shouting his name.
I mean, yeah, let's set up a meeting with this guy. Does somebody have like his number or something?
I do. I have his number in my fantasy phone. I guess my question is just how we're approaching this. Am I trying to trick info out of him? I mean, y'all know that's not my strong point. I'm willing to try, but it's
Can we do another smash cut, but it's to all three of us at Troll Skull after close, and we're having like a sleepover, and we're trying to like, what should I text him? And we're like, we have our hair,
all right.
we have our hair in pigtails.
Smash cut. The three of you are in the common room on the second floor of Troll Skull Manor. The fire has died down to warm, simmering coals, but there is also a window open, allowing that cool fall breeze to sort of like coming through the air. You're all blanketed up, and Mel has a folded paper bird sitting in
We're
front
all
of
in our
her.
jammies, by the way.
Everybody's in their jammies, including Joshua Patrick. Mel, what do Joshua Patrick's jammies look like?
they have little feeties for sure. They actually they have little ducks on them.
Fuck yeah.
They're
But
really cute.
Mel is holding a quill and is beginning to write a message on this paper bird that, if you might remember, David Starsong threw or tossed to her with his contact information. Arnold, you recognize it as a really, really rudimentary like messaging spell. The bird folds up and flies back to David Starsong, essentially.
Mel is rating you up? Question mark.
Ha!
I think Gareth is like on his stomach with his like legs kicking behind him. You know what I'm talking about?
Arnold's were also wearing a onesie with feeties, but instead of ducks, it's little music notes.
Oh my god, adorable. I see it as like a sky blue for whatever reason.
Oh yeah.
Gareth is also wearing a onesie, but it is it is completely black for stealth purposes. It's a stealth onesie.
Stealth onesie.
Yeah. The bottom of the little feeties are like padded for extra stealth.
For extra stealth. Why do I feel like his mom knitted it for him?
Yeah, it was actually conjured by one of the elder wizards just for him.
Oh my god. Okay, so what are we writing to David Starsong in this note?
So, I mean, my preference is, of course, going to be to play it straight, but there's a risk if that doesn't work out, then he's going to assume that we're going to try something.
So we should play it gay.
He might be into that. He's a Renaissance man. So I guess I'm asking how you guys want me to handle this.
We got to figure out like how interested he is. So honestly, I think starting with the you up isn't a bad idea. We have to establish if he is or is not up.
Okay. So you write you up, you fold this bird, shoot it out the window. It flutters into the night sky and disappears behind a rooftop. And you guys spend, I think, like 15 minutes talking about your hopes and dreams and childhood memories. And then there's a soft fluttering.
We do some prank calls.
You guys do some prank calls, ask people if their refrigerators are up and running. And then
Hey, Sylvie, are you up and running? Cool, so what happens next?
Hey, man. Hey. There is a fluttering at the window, and the bird flies back into the room and gently unfolds itself on the floor in front of you. And written in a fine cursive script is a time and a place for the next morning in the dock ward.
I don't want to speak for my other two party members, but Gareth freaks out.
Oh my god. Okay. Smash cut. Dock ward day. Davil Starsong is standing on one side of a bustling cobbled street, standing out of the way of the many carriages rolling past and the bystanders chattering as they walk with their parasols and their sipping beverages and their top hats and their canes. He is wearing a elegantly cut blood red tunic with gold trim and brass buttons. He has his hair like coiffed away from his face, and he is leaning gently on a half wall, looking down over the piers, eating an apple and watching the people stroll by with almost a calm derision. Who is approaching Davil Starsong?
So I think Gareth is at a cafe table nearby watching Davil Starsong from like across the street.
Mhm.
But Gareth has like a newspaper with 2 eye holes cut in it.
Okay. Watching Davil Starsong through your sunglasses, obviously.
Yes, it's
Okay.
perfectly shaped to the sunglasses so that they.
I see it as like there's like a sunglass cutout of the newspaper.
Yeah, it's like there's a big like ad of like a guy in sunglasses, but mine just like pop out.
Okay. Arnold,
Nice.
where are you posted up? Or are you approaching Davil?
No, okay, so I'm gonna say Arnold casts disguise self, and I look like an anthropomorphic crab. Like I just look like a giant, like a crab man, and I'm playing like music very softly, and I'm just like off to the side. I'm like busking on the side with my lobster claws, obviously. Like
Sorry,
very well.
Are you
foolish.
singing a song about how much better life is under the sea?
No, I'm singing a song about kissing a girl in particular is what I'm doing. Like when you
Mhm.
say I like I find
Kissed a girl and I liked it.
That was actually that one. That's the one I'm playing. So.
Fuck, that was funny. Damn. Okay. All right. So, Gareth, you see your bard posted up on one corner as a giant anthropomorphized crab playing Katy
That's
Perry's
normal.
Timeless Wonder. I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. And he is drawing attention because he is a giant anthropomorphized crab playing Katy Perry's immortal hit, I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It.
Right.
You also see Mel walk down the street towards Davil Starsong. Mel, take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to approach him. Can I probably asked this before, but like, is Josh Pat apprehensive of him or excited to see him or?
I think Josh Pat is just sort of like jazzed to be out. There are a lot of people on the street. It's a busy dockside in the middle of the day. So there's a lot of like smells. There's carts with roasted meat going up and down. There's like a taco cart that he's really interested in. There's a nacho cart that he's really interested in. There's a hot dog cart that he's interested in. So there's a lot of smells going around. So I at this juncture, I don't think Josh Pat has noticed Davil Starsong.
That sounds right. What do you want? You want a hot dog? You want a taco? What it gonna be?
For the audio listener, there's a delightful multi-poo named Lily who is playing Joshua Patrick today, and you should absolutely tune into the YouTube to see. Also subscribe while you're there, please. Anyway, Bestie.
Okay, so she's going to buy Josh Pat a hot dog because he's a good boy. And yeah, I guess I'd walk up to him. Does he see me? approaching him,
does.
presumably?
He actually notices you as you're having this interaction with the hot dog guy, because the hot dog guy is this like burly, sort of like curled black mustached Italian gentleman who is not wearing a shirt, and he sells you your hot dog and sort of like flexes his pecs a little bit as he hands it off to you. He says,
Hold on. He's Italian?
"Yeah,
Like from Italy?
yeah."
So just to clarify, Italy, the country of Italy.
Yeah, he says, "My name is Mario. I'm from Italy. Enjoy your hot dog." You like?
What did he put on that hot dog?
I don't think we could do that, right?
But Mel, you notice, and I'm curious how you feel about it, but as soon as this Italian gentleman starts flexing his big muscles at you, you see Dave will sort of like get a little narrow-eyed at that man's direction.
And then he
Well,
kills him.
I mean, that would win me over in a heartbeat. I would not be impressed by the guy flexing his pecs. I'm a little curious if he happened to be in a race recently with turtle shells. I'm just, just wondering if I recognize him from that.
What if his girlfriend's doing all right? Surely not being held captive by any
Right,
sort of
right.
monster.
Like Dragonborn or whatever it was.
No, the Dragonborn was Vin Diesel. That was a different franchise. It was sort of the Space Jam of racing that I had built for us there. And I didn't do a single ounce of research into any of the franchises. I just sort of threw them into an episode and figured it would be fine.
And
I
it
wasn't
was
mad at
great.
that. I was just mad in general because I didn't feel well. Okay, so I would be, I guess, a little bit intrigued, kind of excited. I mean, she does like him, even if though she doesn't want to.
We've all been there.
Right? God.
Phew.
So once she gave Josh Pat the hot dog. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the Italian guy and his sausage now, and I don't like where my brain is at. I'm
Yeah, thanks.
thinking,
Now I'm also thinking of the big
if
buff
I
Italian man's
must
penis.
suffer, all
Lot
must suffer.
of penis this episode.
Because it was like a hot
dog. Lot of dong this episode.
Well, it's Dave Star Dong from the other episode.
I can't wait for Twitter to pick a lot of dong this episode as our episode title.
It's a family show, Lily. It is.
All right.
So I would I'd walk up to him.
You guys can't hear the car alarms going off outside my window, can you?
No, you're good.
Oh.
Great. He smiles wide and says, you made it. Oh, you the hot dog guy beat me to it. And he does like an elaborate sleight of hand, and a second apple pops into his hand. He says, this was for the Joshua Patrick, but I see I'm just a little too late, but that's okay. And he flicks his hand again and it disappears. He says, maybe another opportunity.
I mean, if you were to conjure up another hot dog, he wouldn't be mad at it.
Dude, I was gonna say, could you imagine if like David, like he drops all of his like cool guy suave? It's like, looks like the hot dog guy beat me to it. Allow me to pull out my own wiener.
I need you to not describe my DMs right now in this episode. That'd be great. Thank you.
He just drops all the tact and acts like a normal dude.
Yeah.
He doesn't, though. He says instead of that,
his reply via bird was actually a dick pic.
Oh God, it was a charcoal.
It was like
no.
drawn out. He commissioned an artist. You there?
Draw my dong.
Draw my dong.
Every few minutes he'd be like, hold on, wait.
Why is it always from that same angle too?
Oh,
that's where he drew. That's where he had the guy draw it from.
Yeah, this dude sit on his chest.
He's a Renaissance man.
This dude sit on his chest.
All right. Anyway, he says,
it's going down. Play with it.
He says, it is delightful.
Fantasy fluffer.
It is delightful. And hey, listen, Twitter. If you pick a fantasy fluffer to be the title of this episode, I will quit. It is so good to see you, Lady Meliora. I'm so glad to have heard from you, and welcome to the Dark Ward. As you can see, it is the Festival of Sanatus, and not this street perhaps, but on one of the adjacent streets. I thought perhaps we might catch the parade. There are a number of theatrical floats that my men have had some to do with. Obviously, the Temple of Sanatus involves some of the dock workers as part of the celebrations, and I thought I could show off some of our floats to you.
After all, Satan loves docking. Ooh, we cut that one out.
Nope. That one's going to be a TikTok with the silence before it and the silence after.
God damn. Ah. What a good episode, everybody.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, I would say, I would actually genuinely love to catch the parade with you, but also I need to talk to you.
Of course.
Damn.
Why the damn?
He's like, we need to talk already. It's our first date. Fuck.
You're breaking up with me after -1 dates.
I wasn't impressed by the dick pic, so
You people are.
we just got true that.
You know how much you spent on that artist?
Not enough.
45 silver gooches.
I like
Okay.
to think the artist actually paid him for the privilege of sitting on his chest. Okay, so I
Get me out of here, bestie.
but you know, we could walk and talk.
Of course. Yes. Oh, I would genuinely love that. You know, and he turns and starts walking down the street with you. He actually courteously offers you the crook of his arm to sort of put your hand in, but not in like a pressuring way. But he says, you know, actually, very few people know this, but the parade of Sanatus actually ends in the dock ward. Part of the overall celebration that we have survived another year of Satan's light in Waterdeep, and part of that I think is involved in the trade in the dock ward. I'm not quite sure. I'm not part of the temple myself, but I have heard marvelous things. But you see him sort of like perk up a little bit and sort of like square his shoulders with pride. I must admit, it does give me great delight to show that my vessels actually are playing a central part in the festival this year. And he gestures towards the end of the pier where you see, in addition to the sort of like gaily festooned area of this festival, there are streamers on the short wall looking over the dock. There are
Chat,
people...
look at this parade, guys. Look at this parade, chat. Those are the streamers on the back of there. Also, when Mel and David start to walk, Gareth gets up with his
the newspaper.
Yeah, to like follow them.
Arnold, what about you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I imagine as I see them like begin to rise, I think as like I would just kind of start playing and walking with the crowd, just as
You're
if
doing
it's
like a crab
natural...
walk too.
Yeah, as if
like you're really
like,
leaning into it.
Yeah, okay.
just sideways, like
Still
yeah,
playing
completely.
still playing Katy Perry. Fantasy Katy Perry.
Fantasy Katy Perry, yeah.
You see at the end of the wharf, there are several piers that have the festivities going on around them. And at the end of these piers are 3 massive ships with painted sails and decorations hanging off the railings of the hull. There are sailors dressed in sort of like festive costumes.
Smash
somewhat-
cut.
Anyway, back to the festive titties.
And Dave Starsong says, the pride and joy, of course, the eye catcher, because of course she is my lead ship. You can see her there. She's got the eye painted on her hull. Does she not look magnificent? I was thinking...
I thought he was going to say the company that I'm keeping right now. For something.
Damn it, that would have been so much better. Holy shit.
So smooth that would have been.
Ooh.
Damn.
I was hoping, perhaps on another occasion, I wouldn't want to presume, but if you wouldn't mind, I have fully repaired the damage from your first visit to my ship, and I was wondering if I could invite you cordially to the second for perhaps a dinner in my boardroom. But it is a lovely vessel, and the parade actually comes to the ship. So if you wanted to see some of the floats, you can catch quite an admiring glance from the railing up on the top deck.
Can also be railed on the top deck.
Hey, maybe you should be seducing Mel, Arnold. God damn.
Sorry. I've had
I
orange
mean,
juice,
both of
I'm
those
going.
would have worked on me just now. So, I guess so would that make me like, but the ship is part of the parade?
So the parade, so essentially, the parade ends at the
Parade
ships, at the piers.
I gotcha.
Where his ships are.
Okay, so we're kind of like at the tail end of the parade right now.
The parade route. The parade is happening elsewhere in the dock ward,
Gotcha.
because the dock ward is quite large. There's lots of streets. So he is saying that the parade route ends at the ships, where he has a way to watch the parade.
I see.
So Mel, like, low-key does want to go watch the parade with him on the ship, but she's
Okay.
also like worried about if she's going to be separated from the other two. But then also
You tried to look back to find Gareth in the crowd, but you just can't because he's very inconspicuous.
Mel, roll me an investigation check, please.
I should assume also roll stealth check, obviously.
Yeah, it will be a contested roll. Arnold, you as well. Unless you would like
Oh
to
no.
proceed.
I'm just singing. I'm basically at this point. I'm singing Wrecking Ball. I'm just in the middle of the crowd. I'm
just
just
fully
walking,
into it.
Just fully into it.
that is a
Good fucking luck.
dirty 20.
Yeah, I got a 28 with my new +9 for stealth.
All right.
Nice.
Mel, you look back and damn it, if it's not just a pier full of inconspicuous looking dudes.
One of which happens to be reading a newspaper in the most normal fashion.
Mel's like, there's no way that one is Gareth because he can't read. So I mean, she's
Exactly.
just tricked, obviously, totally tricked. Yeah, I guess I'll go on the ship. It's fine.
Okay. He offers you a hand up the gangplank. There are, like I said, lots of sailors and vendors and food and drink and parents with kids, and there are other ships in this harbor that are like open for tours. You know, they're like steamboat captains showing kids how to like pull the whistle and all of this. Davil Starsong's ship, the Eye Catcher, however, one of the more business forward ships that has clearly been cleared away for this event. The deck is pristinely scrubbed, and there is not nary a rope or barrel on it. There are a handful of sailors going about their business up there, coiling ropes and pulling sails and generally doing odd tasks. But Davil Starsong leads you to the front of the ship where you can stand, and you do objectively have a pretty amazing view of the wharf and the piers and the other ships. And you also see up the hill of the dock ward the parade moving down the street. And Davil Starsong says, there they are. They seem to have started for the day. It's always a little bit odd when they get started, but they do this once a day for, I believe, a 10-day, weaving their way through the city. Each day, of course, they worship a different demon or sort of pillar of Senatus. Again, not part of the church, don't quite know, but it is a marvelous spectacle. And this one right here. Now this is a great float. You're gonna quite like this. And around the corner comes a nun standing on a float. She's probably 15 feet tall, wearing the full penguin regalia with the head and the habit, and she's got a big rosary on. And as it passes the threshold there's like a big arch leading to this wharf that separates the street from the sort of like opening into the business area of this dock. Somebody throws a torch at her and she bursts into flame, and everybody starts cheering, yeah!
While I presume David and Mel are distracted by the float and the fire and all that, can I take the opportunity to try and sneak onto the boat as well?
Sure. You notice Gareth, walking up, that Davil has used the opportunity of the first float to break the touch barrier. He put a hand very lightly on Mel's shoulder to sort of point at the float in question. But you, in addition to noticing that, you notice there is the gangplank that they walked up, which is sort of the most conspicuous way up. There is also a ladder on the side of the ship that might involve either a very nimble climb or some light swimming on the other side of the ship, much more out of prying eyes.
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay, roll me
the second one.
acrobatics, please.
All right, this is not nearly as good as a +9, unfortunately. But my ancient iron D20 from LibrisArcana.com is it is a 7 + 3 is 10.
Okay. You don't fully fall in the water, but you miss the big handhold on the side of the ship, and most of you falls into the water, and you are now clinging onto the side of the eye catcher. I imagine you holding onto the various festivities and decorations that they've hung from the railings, but you are up to your knees in cold ocean water. And people are Arnold, you notice a couple of kids who are listening to you play Katy Perry's Immortal playlist turn and point, and one of them says, "Look, Georgia, there's a boy in the water."
Kill that kid.
So when I hear that, I say, "Oh, he must need help," and I just like start like running toward him as a crap man, and I dive and I try. Okay, I want to try to do this sneakily for
Yeah, so you try to run,
not for
sprint,
them.
and dive into.
Nope, not for them.
Okay,
Not for the people. The people watching will see. But once I break the barrier between where they are and where Davil might see me, I slow down as if to be contemplative, like to, you know, like I slow, like I want to be sneaky, like they see that I'm still intending to save this person, but I'm not just going to dive wildly into the water because I have sharp claws that can tear him in half.
Well, ideally, they have no idea that I'm there.
Yeah.
But
Maybe they
do.
have a slight idea.
They saw you, unfortunately for everyone.
Mel,
I said ideally.
You hear from behind you while Davil is pointing out the finer details of this burning nun float, which he is explaining his men built, and there's actually a combustible arcane glyph on the inside that helps the fire in case it blows out, which is very important. A lot of people don't think about that. It's very embarrassing when your burning float runs out of nun fire. But you hear a sailor from the back say, "Oi, what was that? Did any of you hear that?"
Mel, kill that guy.
No, I didn't hear. I mean, there's a lot going on. I don't know what you're talking about.
I should be like, "Shh, I'm trying to watch the parade."
Well, that too. So whilst they're doing their thing and I'm talking to Davil, I guess my first thing would be, hey, this is a great ship. I remember it. I definitely did not steal anything from it. Didn't you say that somebody sunk your ship? Was that a different one?
This ship has had a difficult month. You and your delightful rapscallion friends did blow a hole the size of several horses into the side, causing it to sink a little bit. And then after I had it repurposed, refinished, regrandized. Damn it, I'll say it. Wheelbound cunt Sylvia sank it again.
I thought.
And so this is the third iteration. I call it Eyecatcher 3. And I'm quite sure that this will be the last iteration of it. She won't need rebuilding again. I have reinforced her in several places with, some tips and tricks against the interloper or the destroyer who would dare to break her depths.
I need Garion to say whatever just hit his face. Because I thought of a third eye blind joke, but I
can't.
Tell me about it.
And that's why, if you'll notice, I installed stairs to get up instead of a ramp. Nice try, bitch.
Okay.
Otter.
Arnold, are you diving into the water?
Actually, I wanted to. How far by the time I get to the shore? How far is the boat from the dock there?
You're standing on the dock, and the boat is tied up to it, so it's probably only 10 feet.
That's what I figured. I want to. I mean, I want to see if I can leap and grab as if to like climb aboard to help Garion climb aboard.
Okay. Stealthily? I'm going to be honest, an
Yeah,
anthropomorphic
that's hard, I
crab
know.
jumping onto the side of a ship is a spectacle, not exactly a stealth mission.
That's fair.
I mean, if you did it on the other side of the ship, that would be very helpful, actually.
You are, hey, listen, Arnold, people watching you.
People were watching me. I know, but there was no way out of that. That happened. So that's just where we are right now. So, okay. No, I can't do numerous things because like I could cast something behind me.
I mean,
So
if people
where
are
are you?
watching, like, couldn't you just fucking lean into it and make
Yeah,
it like it's part of the fucking show or whatever?
Well, that's. I mean, I figured the people around me heard the commotion and acted as if it was something that had to be acted upon. So I was, as a person who's in the center of the stage, taking that action. So like, as
Okay, all right, yeah. So
I'd like to like
pitch it as a crowd spectacle, like you're like
Yeah.
the hero of the hour.
I'm the hero of the
yeah,
hour.
okay, yeah,
Exactly.
you
That's
could for sure
so-
jump onto it.
That's why. So in my head, for them, it's something that they're like, "Oh my gosh, look how incredible that person was." But for Dave, I'm gonna try to be quieter. I'm not trying to hide it from them. The people behind me, not trying to hide it from at all.
Okay, give me.
It's not necessarily stealth, but more deception. Or
Yeah, I
performance,
guess that's
perhaps?
fair.
It's going to be performance, I think, is what it's
Performance.
going to be, because you are literally performing as the hero of the hour. And if you roll high enough, then you will, be able to do that while not clunking onto the side of this big ship.
All right, let me see. All right, I got a 19.
Okay, yes, quite good. You hurl yourself onto the side of the ship and very nimbly like catch yourself on these same decorations that Garrett's hanging from, and you can sort of easily pull him up out of the water.
Awesome. Okay, I do my best to do that, and I like dispel my disguise self like spell as I duck down.
Okay. You hear a muttered whisper. I think these two kids are still watching you, and one of them goes, "Oh, George, it was a man all along." Oh, that's disappointing.
Kill that kid.
Mel, you hear Dave gasp with delight and say, "Now, this is very exciting. Now, this float, it's the only float that they use every day. All of the other floats, they change them for the parade, but this one is quite special." And you see rolling down the hill a 20-foot tall apple with holes punched into it. There are several rotating figures on pedestals, sort of like moving in and out of the holes riddled through this apple. And Dave was talking to you as it comes down. He says, "Now, we built this ourselves, and we're all quite proud of it because there's a lot of metaphors at play here. Obviously, the apple being the politics of the city, the holes being the corruption, and then, of course, the 7 deadly sins being the methods in which the lovely closed council of Waterdeep are letting their souls go to rot, almost like the apple, if you will. And then you see this float hit a sort of like a bump in the cobbles, and the two 10-foot wide ass cheeks on the back of the apple start clapping loud enough that you hear the wet, fleshy smack of butt cheeks echo across the entire pier. And Dave says,
And the boat rocks a little bit from the.
there is like a
sound wave.
reverberation in the water as a sound wave goes across the pier. And Dave says, and then of course the ass cheeks are just ass cheeks.
Dude, I pictured David being like, no, the apple here is 20 feet tall. It's made out of this material, and as you can see, the holes here now all represent the 7 deadly sins. And as you can see, we're quite proud of this. This apple has just the fattest fucking dump truck. I mean, goddamn! Look at that thing. Woo-wee!
Mel, Devil Star Song has just shown off the apple's dump truck ass to you.
Mel is confused as to why the apple is so thick with 2 C's. She is going to say, what?
Sorry, nothing. I was objecting.
Apple bottom
at
jeans. We got it.
Oh God.
Um, hey, the float is great. Interesting design choice. I'm a
Mhm.
little worried that the ship might be like low key cursed for how much it goes down. But all of that aside, and I think that since he broke the touch barrier and since Mel is assuming that her party might be up to something, it's just a safe assumption.
Sure.
So she will kind of turn to face him and like maybe put her hand like on his arm a little bit.
Nice.
Um,
Yeah.
and say, I just wanna I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm having a good time, but I had another reason for wanting to meet with you.
Yeah, oh, brush some
When
of his hair out of his eye.
Oh, yeah. A lock of hair falls
Yeah.
into his eye.
um when you left Troll Skull.
That was the least attractive thing I've seen anybody do, Garion. Hey, YouTube watcher, first of all, thank you so much for sticking with us to the end of this episode. Go back and watch Garion really weirdly brush a lock of hair out of his own face.
It was really romantic.
So hot. Yeah. So when you left Troll Skull, you told me not to trust anyone, and I think it was pretty clear you were alluding to Floon, and Floon's been a pretty big staple of Troll Skull, and I need to know what you know because we've uncovered other things that are frankly more concerning to me than even the money. I know that Gareth would be angry with me for saying that, but what's up with Floon? Like, we leave him alone at the manor, like at Troll
He
Skull
doesn't
Man.
even have a babysitter, for God's sake.
Right. Like, if there's something I need to know, just give me a reason to kill him. Honestly, he annoys me. I'm just kidding. That was Dianna, not Mel.
Devil Starsong's face grows serious, which is very at odds for the tone of this whole episode, but here we are.
Yeah, in the light and reverberation of the clap of the massive, thunderous ass cheeks, David Starsong's face goes serious.
You hear like small children start cheering the ass cheeks as they clap their way down the street.
Daddy, look at the fat ass! David Starsong's face goes serious.
And he says, when you encountered the person that works for you, did he tell you where he came from? How much did you hear about where he came from?
Above table, I don't remember anything.
I think you could tell Dable that in some way.
I mean, I don't remember if Floon told me anything.
I don't think he did.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
You know, actually, honestly, he didn't really tell me much. I guess I was looking for a little bit of an excuse to just sort of change up my environment, and he provided one. I'm normally not so careless, but his timing, now that you say it, was, I guess, a little fortuitous or suspicious. No, I don't know anything about him.
The entrance of this person into our story coincides rather neatly with the entrance of another person in our story, a Rainier Neverember.
I've never really trusted him either.
They are twins.
He is the son of ostensibly a disgraced nobleman in the city. He has a history and a background, and he cannot move through the city easily without being seen and noticed and accosted by strangers. Everyone knows Rainier Neverember. Don't you think it's curious? Nobody knows Floon. Nobody knows where he comes from or his last name even, or what he's doing here. Isn't it curious that you have two characters in your story, Lady Meliora, one of whom has so many attachments to the city and the story and so many reasons to be who he says he is, and the other entirely the opposite.
I've always found that a little suspicious, actually. I've brought it up before. I always thought that maybe they were related or oh my God, was this like a Prince and Pauper situation? Just tell me. What?
Have we ever seen Flute and Rainier in the room at the same time? Is this like a
No,
Bruce
I
and
mean,
Batman
did
thing?
they like did they switch?
Like a tale of two kitties? Wow,
Hey, bro, hang on a second. I'm so sorry. Did you mean Charles Dickens' immortal work of masterful fiction, A Tale of Two Cities?
no,
Or
no,
did you mean the
how dare you.
Garfield
Yes.
2 sequel movie featuring Bill Murray, A Tale of Two Kitties? Answer
One
me
of
right
those will
now,
stand the
please.
test of time. We'll see which.
you know what? I am so glad you asked because it was I was in fact referencing the long-standing classic of the goddamn cartoon.
Go Tricks.
Anyway, multi-poo is what I be doing on the toilet after a long day. Am I right? What's up, gang? Welcome back to Critically Stupid.
No, fuck no. You don't just get to splice this into an episode like that.
just Gary.
No.